there, welcome to my studio. Today we're going to talk about shifting to third position. So what that means is that where our third finger normally is, let me stand up so you can see that, where my third finger normally is, my whole hand's going to move up so that my first finger is now in the same place that my third finger was. Now when I'm shifting, the things you need to know about shifting: the whole hand goes together. None of this thumb goes first, fingers come along, or none of this I'll shift and then I'll get my thumb get my thumb to come along later. Everybody goes together, which means you can't be grabbing onto the violin. If you're grabbing, it's going to be really hard to do that. The other thing you need to know, your wrist over here. See how straight my wrist is along the side? If your wrist is bent like this, when you need to shift, I can't go anywhere. I run into the violin. So if you have bent wrists like that, now's the time. You definitely need to straighten it out, or you'll have a really hard time doing this. So what we're going to do for right now is play that third finger on your A string. You go ahead and play it. Now, look where that third finger is and do an exchange. Move your first finger up there and play the note again. Can you go back to where you were in first position? And then move your first finger up to third position again. So that's the way we're going to do it when we shift. We're actually going to shift in the middle of something, but let's start now with just doing something in third position. We're going to use a D major scale. If you use this finger pattern, where your 4 and your 3 are next to each other and there's spaces between the other two, that's going to make it so we can play a D major scale. So do your third finger again and exchange and put your first finger there. Now we're going to play up a scale. Listen to it one time. I'll get up so you can see the fingers. There's 3 and 4 next to each other. Then now I'm going to go over onto the E string with my 1. So my hand didn't move anywhere. I just moved across the string. Let's do that together. We're going to go to our first finger. Get your first finger ready. Do a 3 and then a 1. Let's play it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Across to the E string with 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was a D major scale. So now let's see if we can go back down. Can you find that high D you were on? Yeah, find it? Okay, let's go down from there. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Now that 4 goes all the way over onto the A string. 3, 2, 1. So now you've done the second octave of the D major scale that we're going to talk about. So let's see what that looks like in music. So here's the 2-octave D major scale that we're going to play this week. So this first part, the first 8 notes, that's the D major scale that you've played all along, starting on your open D string, going up to your A string. Now here's the part. Here was the 3, right, that you just played, and then I'm going to exchange it just like we did for a 1. So there's my shift right there from the 3 to the 1. Then we're going to go up just like we just did on the A string. We're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the E string, we're going to just move our hand over and we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. These little marks are reminding you which fingers are right next to each other. So that's a 2-octave scale. It goes from D to D and then from D to D. Coming down, we just did this part too. We're going to do we're on our 4th finger up on the E string in 3rd position. We're going to do our 4, 3, 2, 1. And here was the tricky part where you have to go across over onto the A string with that fourth finger. Don't move your hand, just move your finger straight across. Then when I get to my 1, it's time to shift back. And we go back to our 3. And then we're in first position from there on down. So I hope this will help you to do the 2-octave D major scale with the shift in the middle of it to third position.